Alright, I think we are live. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2.
Yeah, put you in Spinnerlands. Yes. Yeah.
Have we got 2 events from the same hall?
Possibly. No, the other event is happening in the Hive Hall. Yeah. No, we have Hive Hall and then we have Spinnerlands Hall. Oh, you guys are in the Hive Hall, right?
We're in Splinterlands. I'm not sure where AJ is.
Oh, no worries. No, I apologize too. No, I'm saying like your booth is in the Hive Hall, so you should move people into the Hive Hall channel that I just created right here. Yeah, because there's an event happening also in the Spinnerlands Hall.
We're gonna have to have a course on multimedia usage. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like a real dunce trying to get these things figured out. Like, is my stuff not working? I'm looking at all the drivers. Everything looks like it's working.
Totally. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We are live streaming on YouTube as well. Let me pull up the desktop. Here we go. Alright, awesome. Well, hello everybody. Better late than never. My apologies, we're about 16 minutes late here. But we are happy to be involved with Dygycon 10. So we've had an awesome relationship with Splinterlands. We're happy to be here. We've been involved in pretty much every Dygycon since the beginning. And again, Waffle Skitty, thanks for always putting in the hard work. I know we're all so busy and things kind of fall through the cracks sometimes, but I appreciate you squeezing us in. And yeah, I just want to give kind of an update, overview of EMP, and then we can give some updates, and then we can take some questions. Again, we're running a little bit late, so we have to cut it short. But EMP Money is a seigniorage protocol. It's also known as a fork of Tomb Finance. And what that means is that we have a very, very unique economic model that allows us to peg to a certain asset. So a lot of you may have been, again, familiar with stable tokens in the seigniorage model, i.e. Luna, which, again, was a problem. I mean, obviously, we saw the collapse of Luna. A lot of other seigniorage protocols have not been able to maintain or sustain, and that's because typically seigniorage protocols are pegged to a stable asset. Well, we are pegged to Ethereum. So not only do you get the stability of a blue chip, and again, what we feel is the money of the internet, but you also get the upside potential of ETH. So we are pegged 4,000 to 1. That means 4,000 EMP is equivalent to 1 Ethereum, and we are truly fractionalized ETH. Just like Satoshi, is to Bitcoin, EMP is to Ethereum, and not only can we say that through the mathematics of the protocol, but we can also say that because of our really deep liquidity. So we have over $15 million of liquidity, and that is over 5,500 Ethereum backing up the price of EMP and holding that PEG ratio. We are the 22 largest holder of Ethereum on Binance Smart Chain. Again, its majority is user provided liquidity, but we also have some protocol owned liquidity as well through our ROI contract Detonator, which is again almost $4 million by itself. So that is a quick overview of what EMP is. Again, it's a way to earn best in class returns on your Ethereum rather than, again, just holding it in your wallet. You're able to pair it up and you're able to earn really high yet sustainable APRs through our farms. So yeah, my co-host for today, Bull Gates. Bull, how are you today, brother?
Hey, really good. We have some company over, so my wife hasn't seen her cousin in a while, so they're upstairs chatting it up about their lives right now. So I'm down here chatting about my digital life with you guys and gals.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, no doubt. Again, thanks for being here. I know we all have really busy schedules, but I appreciate you making time. So,
Sure.
yeah, you want to add anything to kind of a really large overview? Again, I know sometimes people get a little overwhelmed with EMP. It is cutting edge DeFi. But yeah, you're the master of analogies. So maybe you want to break it down a little easier.
Yeah, so in our community, we like to talk about educating first before investing, or we'll use a term like investing, in yourself, and that means to educate yourself. And the great thing about EMP is that all the tools are there to educate yourself before you invest $1. And the one of the very first things you're going to hear, and then probably have that light bulb moment with, is that you are an owner of the economic system here, because for really lack of a better term, in these projects, you are creating an economy. And the thing I like here, about Dygycon and Splinterlands is that we have all seen people play, games for years and years. I'm 49, so I've played video games almost my whole life. And I do kind of use a little bit of an analogy with this, is that me playing video games my whole life actually trained me to, be involved with crypto and understand how crypto works, right kind of from the get-go, because the game and the virtual space and the digital dollars, however you want to look at it, you are the master of that game, the master of the economy. And then the thing here is that you're not just creating dollars on the screens per se. Like you can create an actual economy that you can export and buy a house, a car, etc. with, which we've heard about with many people, with the exception of this is not a 100x overnight type of project. This is a slow building of an economy, of a culture, of a community, and friendships and knowledge. And that's the great thing, is that we get to build all these things together and be owners of all of these things together.
Absolutely, no doubt. And Bull brings up an amazing point with EMP as well, is that we have been majorly focused on education and community first. And again, I personally am one of the top 20 Splinterlands whales. I've been involved in Splinterlands from day one. And one thing I learned a lot from Aggie and Yabamat is the power of community. So we really translated all of that into EMP. We have one of the most amazing communities in all of DeFi, right there along with Splinterlands. And we really truly, focus on education first. So again, if you are looking to get involved in EMP, and really this is not an AMA to pitch anybody, it's really an AMA to give you an intro into our protocol. I mean, we have amazing team members and community members that are willing to actually help you learn the system and go through it hand by holding your hand. Or again, if you just want to join the community and not be an investor, which is something you probably never heard a founder say, our overall mission is to just help create better DeFi users, and again, educate everybody how to grow. So again, this is kind of an overview. I don't know how, Waffles, do we have an hour or do we have a half an hour? Because we're already kind of running out of time, but I don't know if Waffles is here. All right, well, I'm gonna assume that we have an hour, so we have about 30 minutes left. But yeah, that kind of is the overall approach of our again our culture at EMP, and we also have about 10 different ways to earn in our ecosystem. So we are on the Binance Smart Chain network. We chose to do this to avoid any ETH gas fees, but we are again pegged to ETH, and the majority of our contracts have to do with Ethereum, and that is Binance Smart Chain Ethereum, or BEP20 Ethereum, and that is again backed one-to-one by Binance themselves. So it truly is Ethereum, but we are in the Binance Smart Chain. And we have many ways to earn. The number one way that we recommend to get into the protocol is by providing EMP ETH LP. That's a liquidity pair. If you don't know how to create a liquidity pair, we have an amazing button on our home screen, on our homepage, that says ZAP, ZAP, and it will take your assets and create the LP token for you. That's half EMP and half Ethereum. And then you put it in our farm, and you're able to earn eShares. And then eShares is the bread and butter of our ecosystem. You're able to sell eShare for profit, or hold eShare and speculate on the future price, because once we regain PEG, right now we're a bit below PEG, which is okay. It's healthy for the protocol to go above and below PEG, depending on market conditions, and even with the insane market conditions over the last 2 weeks, or really 2 months, we've still been able to maintain fairly very healthy compared to other protocols. So once we do recover PEG and we're above 1.01, we start printing again, and what that means is that our protocol is able to issue new EMP tokens through inflation, but it's controlled inflation. And again, I think a lot of people hear the word inflation, they get scared. Everybody thinks inflation is a bad thing, but as long as there's controlled inflation, depending on market conditions, it can be very, very powerful. So, you want to talk about that real fast, Bull? About why, our inflation is different and how we avoid economic leakage.
Yeah, for sure. So, like you said, inflation is a word and kind of on the tip of everybody's tongue right now, right? Because we see prices rising, etc. That doesn't need to be explained. But in EMP, when the system needs to produce more EMP, that's going to be produced through the boardroom. So when we are above that 4,000 to 1 ratio that AJ mentioned, that we're pegged to Ethereum. So when we are 101% above that, or at 101% of that ratio, the boardroom will turn on, and it will produce more EMP in an epoch. An epoch is just a measure of time, and there are 4 epochs in a day in our system. And so the reason that you want inflation on that token on EMP is because if it was inflation, if it wasn't inflationary, or if it was deflationary, new people that came into the system would have to purchase the coin at a higher and higher and a higher and a higher price, because as more people entered the system, the token would remain, the number of tokens would remain the same, or if it was deflationary, they would shrink in supply. So as more people went up and the demand went up, and the supply either stayed the same or went down, what would end up happening is those tokens would create a barrier to entry into the system. And so the goal with inflation is to make sure that everybody that enters the system is able to enter at the most efficient and effective price, because a token is printed and effectively allows them, to have an incredibly low barrier into entry into the system, so that they can get into the farm and pair it up with Ethereum. And when you are in the farm, you are able to produce eShare. eShare is where we take profit in the system. And a lot of times we look at the farm as EMP as the seeds, Ethereum as the soil that you plant your seeds in. And when those crops grow from your seeds, those are eShares. And then that's where you take profit. You take that to the market and you sell it. And then that's what you use to build and expand your farm. But do you want me to explain more on economic leakage in the real world or anything like that? Or
Yeah, for sure, Bull.
was
And
that
how,
enough?
yeah, no, I think that's good. And how, again, I mean, typically in fiat markets,
Okay.
there's no controlled inflation. So, yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep. So in most central banks, I don't want to say they print recklessly. That would be an improper statement, but they tend to, keep those printers running so that there's money in circulation, which ends up devaluing the currency, because there's more and more and more, and it's growing at a faster rate than at which people are entering that financial system. But also in the real world, there are things called economic leakage, where when a dollar in the United States is produced, it actually produces 40 to 50% more value than just that dollar. But that dollar, that amount that gets created by being put into circulation, that 40 to 50% extra, will actually disappear over time, because it will hit different economic systems. But because I usually use an example of a road building, and so when you have that road being built, the government pays $1 to this contracting company. The company then disperses or cuts that dollar up into 100 different pieces, and it goes into different economic systems. And so the value of that dollar is spread out through the system and erodes over time. And because in the real world, the governments have huge obligations to maintain and build infrastructure, have militaries, police forces, police, do research and development, and many other costs. The participants in the system, the citizens, tend not to see value directly from that dollar. You tend to see the opposite side of it, and where your purchasing power is eroded, because there's all of this infrastructure that has to be built and maintained. But in the digital space, when an economy is being built, once that code is put out into the wild, so to speak, the value of the system doesn't leak away because there aren't these huge overheads and infrastructures to maintain. So the value of an economic system in a digital space is passed on to all the participants in the system, and that's why, in a digital system such as EMP, the good thing about being a participant is that if you act in a responsible manner, the system will reward you. And when you are rewarded, obviously, it's increasing your financial stake in the platform or increasing the value of it. But the point is in this digital space, there's not all this overhead to erode the value of the ecosystem that's being created because there isn't all the overhead. But the profit that's being generated in the system is dispersed to all the participants. So I got a little bit off track, but I think maybe that's gets to the point.
No, that was amazing, Bull. Again, Bill Gates is our, we call him our crypto dad. He's always giving us some very worldly knowledge of not only traditional markets, but also crypto markets as well. And again, I mean, we're at EMP Money, we are on the cutting edge of DeFi. So I know that a lot of that may sound overwhelming to some of you, and that's totally fine. We have a bunch of, again, resources. We have a 1-hour academy that we have. We were one of the first protocols to put together an entire academy on how to be a good actor, how to maximize your gains, and how our system works. So that is again on our homepage. You can click there, you can sign up. You do have to provide an email address. But we again we don't spam you, so we just again have that to have a curriculum of being able to easily follow these videos rather than having it all on YouTube. But we have amazing YouTube as well, EMP Money on YouTube. Again, we're live streaming through that today, but there's a ton of resources on our YouTube channel as well. Some 1 to 5 minute videos that really give you a good oversight of the protocol if you don't have, that time to dive in. But those that do have the time and take the protocol seriously and learn the economics and the things that we do to provide the yields that we do, you'll have your mind blown, I can promise you. Because again, this is a very, very unique model. We're not reliant on somebody buying EMP at a higher price to create value. We're not trading in the background. We're not doing, other shady practices. We are actually building an economy, and because our eShare token always has value, by being the only thing able to produce more EMP, it's a very amazing closed loop of value that in turn allows us to reward eShares and again without diluting eShares to oblivion, because typically in protocols that reward you for providing liquidity or other actions, that the reward token is sold to oblivion and becomes worthless. With us, our eShare always has value. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna open it up to some questions. I don't know, Bull, is there anything else you wanna go over? We can talk about Detonator, I guess, real fast. So I mentioned a little bit earlier, if a lot of you are overwhelmed or just want to ape in, I know we all love to ape. One of the ways to get into the protocol easily, and what we like to say is earn while you learn. You can get into Detonator. So Detonator is our industry-leading ROI contract. You deposit EMP ETH LP tokens, and those tokens are then locked. So make sure you definitely know the mechanisms of Detonator before you get involved. But once your capital is then locked, you're given anywhere from 0.5 to 0.8% of your deposit back every day over time, and we have a 365% ROI on your funds. So again, APR and ROI are different. but we have an extremely sustainable contract. We've seen it grow every day for the last 4.5 months. We have almost $4 million in the contract now, and we also reward the largest depositor of the day. So if you're a whale and you want to get involved in the protocol, you can actually win 1% of our pool every single day by depositing the most in a 24-hour period. So it adds a lot of fun and excitement and daily engagement into Detonator, where people are forced to come to our protocol every day to participate. And another very unique aspect is if you do not claim or compound your rewards, they are actually given back to the protocol. So that sounds like a negative, but it's been one thing that's been truly revolutionary in helping us sustain. And you don't lose out on those rewards. So say that you were able to ROI in 400 days. If you miss a day of compounding or claiming, then it only takes 401 day to ROI. So we have a bunch of really unique mechanics. And best of all, we give away another 1% of our pool balance, which yesterday was about $35,000, to one random winner as well. So as long as you deposit at least 0.15 LP, which is about $6 US, you get a lottery ticket, and that lottery ticket is a lossless lottery, meaning you still get credit for your deposit, even if you don't win the lottery. But you're entered into our system, and you can win again up to $35,000. So Forever Hero is a major one of our original EMP members. She is very involved in Hive and Splinterlands and a lot of other communities here. She won the lottery yesterday or 2 days ago, and there is an article on Hive about her experience. So again, it's really amazing what we've been able to create, and we're really excited for the future. So, Bull, you want to elaborate on Detonator at all?
Yeah, sure. I was gonna throw out that a lot of this might sound complicated or overwhelming, but the greatest thing that everybody involved with this project is going to tell you is that we want you to educate before you invest one penny. Invest in yourself by educating yourself, because that's something you're never going to lose, and it's something you're always going to be able to use in the future. So don't let all of the economics or terms like be scary or dissuade you from looking. I mean, because the greatest thing that crypto presents is opportunity, right? The opportunity to learn something, the opportunity to possibly invest. And another great thing about like DeFi is that because it's cutting edge, there's so much to learn, and there's a great potential to earn, obviously, too. But with our protocol, I've been in crypto since 2013, and I've never seen a community that is so helpful, so smart, just big hearts. They're willing to help anybody. I mean, people are literally when somebody asks a question, people in this community are literally jumping at their keyboard to be the first one to answer that question, because there's kind of, I don't want to say there's a competition among people to see who can help more people, but everybody that is in this community is just really switched on. They want to help. They want to see you succeed, because ultimately when we have an educated, sophisticated investor come into the platform and understand how all the pieces work, and nobody's going to come in and understand this right from day one, even if you've been in Tomb forks before or seigniorage protocols before, because there are extra pieces here, really, really powerful pieces. But if you take the time to kind of learn it one bit at a time, you're going to have these light bulb moments where you're like, oh, I got it. I understand. I see how these things really fit together and how powerful it really is. And so that's the real power of educating and learning how to do things in DeFi, is because in DeFi, when you're a good student or when you're a good student in crypto, it's not like the real world. You might got a B or an A, but here that usually translates into financial gains. And in our community, it's going to translate into making good crypto friends, which is going to, translate into having a really good time in crypto and understanding things that you maybe didn't have the time or the understanding before you met these people. But I guarantee you, if you get involved with the community, some people are just going to really blow your minds with the stuff that they know and their ability to, crunch numbers or do words or just look at things from different perspectives. You're going to be really amazed. And something that seemed really difficult or complex, you're going to have that light bulb moment. And you're like, oh, totally get it. It isn't that complex. We don't all have to have 200, IQ to understand what's going on. It's all just a matter of putting in the time, and like we kind of say, getting your hands dirty, and doing the work in your farm, so to speak, and then understanding, from the ground up how to build things and how to build an economy. And so it's a good space. It's really fun. Everybody's positive and happy and productive, and just I'd encourage you to check it out.
Absolutely, Bull, no doubt. And so, Bull and I are also on YouTube live streams every single day. We're one of the only protocols that does a daily live AMA with our community, both through Telegram, Discord, and YouTube. We stream through YouTube. That's really where we're trying to get all of our traffic to move towards. But yeah, we do an hour-long AMA every day, except Fridays. We do a community ran AMA instead because I have to have one day to catch up on things. But yeah, we're very active. So again, if this is your first intro to EMP, we'd love to have you join those AMAs. We're going to have one tonight in just a few hours. It's at 6:45 p.m. Eastern every single day, and goes for an hour. And then we have a rollover, the rollover event for Detonator. Again, like I mentioned earlier, Detonator operates on a 24-hour cycle. So all the rewards and the lottery and the largest depositor are all determined at the end of that 24-hour period. So we do a countdown. It's kind of like a crypto game show where we again give away almost 100 grand a day. Just truly spectacular. So, all right, we have about another 15 minutes. I'm happy to take some questions. Is anybody on Discord able to ask? Feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead.
I was just curious, but how big is your team?
Yeah, awesome, Waffle. So great question. We have a group of 6 that is our core team. Again, we all have our own specialties. There's community managers. There's our lead developer. There's myself, which is kind of the project manager. And we have some marketing experts. We have a crypto YouTuber, Crypto Mike. So we have a very well-rounded team. But we also have what we call the EMP Army. And Bull is part of that. I know there's some others that are here. Red One, he's also part of the army. So we have about 40 members of the EMP Army, 40, and they are, again, they're not part of our team officially, but they are an extension of our team, and they are amazing. They're not paid. They do it out of the goodness of their heart, but they're always willing and eager to help all of us learn the ecosystem. So again, they're usually in our Discord and our Telegram if any of you have specific questions. And another important point about our team, Waffles, and thanks for asking this, is we did things very differently in the beginning of EMP. Typically, with the seigniorage protocol, there's a genesis phase, similar to, the genesis mining of Bitcoin or other crypto. That is when the initial tokens are minted, where the initial liquidity is provided and set up. And typically in seigniorage protocols, the genesis phase is open to the public. And by doing that, it creates a lot of hype, it creates a lot of interest, but what happens is a lot of people build large positions in the protocol early, and they may not have a long-term vision and want the protocol to succeed long-term and end up dumping on everybody's heads. So we wanted to avoid that, and we kept our Genesis phase closed to the 6 core team members. We made a commitment to ourselves and our community that we would not dump our positions, and that really had a major effect on allowing EMP to grow very safely, and again, get us to where we are today. So yeah, great question, Waffles. Anybody else, or Bull, you want to elaborate on that at all?
Yeah, sure. So I will just say, like in all of these like seigniorage projects, or not all, but the vast majority is that they don't make it past week 2, maybe a month, and I think we're 5 months in, maybe 5.5 months. I have a very poor idea of time,
Yeah,
but
actually, I think we're hitting our 6-month anniversary
ah
tomorrow.
yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And so this is, part and parcel to, these guys making a commitment to, creating that initial liquidity and then not using that position to dump or tell their friends about it and have them dump on the community and have everybody be exit liquidity, but, a promise to each other and a promise to the community to actually build something, because the seigniorage model is an extremely powerful tool when used right. And the reality is DeFi can be a great and a magical place, just like crypto can be, but we have to all be better. And the reality is these guys have done that. They have, like I said, they made a promise to each other. They made a promise to the community, and they've honored that. Everything that they've said that was on the roadmap, they've done. Every like every day, right? Like, so every day, AJ is on these calls making sure that when people have questions, they're answered. When people have concerns, they're addressed. And that goes, a long way with me for people that do, they're practicing what they preach. And I'm not here to throw shade on other projects, because a failure of any project in the crypto space is a failure of, a crypto in general, and that's bad for all of us. We should want to see every project succeed, but there is a roadmap of how to do things better, and I think that roadmap's being followed here at EMP. Now, there are different ways to get down that road, so to speak, but I really like the roadmap here, and just because everything has been really pretty well structured about when these things are going to get rolled out. The product gets rolled out. It works. New people have come in, and it's been a slow, gradual build. It's not 100x overnight. It's a daily interest earning machine, but it's slow. It's organically grown, and there's just so many nice pieces to see here. So I tend to rant, so I'm going to shut my trap.
No, that was awesome, Bull, and it's so true. I mean, we are all OG veterans, crypto OG veterans. I had some great success with Splinterlands. I am a top 20 holder of both account value and SPS. And again, I mean, I've built a multi-million-dollar portfolio over the last 7 years. So EMP was not about, creating a protocol to be an ATM for me and my friends, like a lot of other projects are. And again, like Bull said, we're not here to throw shade. We feel like actions speak louder than words, and we've had all the action possible. I mean, again, we're always building. We have an amazing lead developer that is one of the most talented EVM, again, Solidity devs I've ever come across. So he's been killing it. He built Detonator from the ground up. Detonator is closed source, which can be a bit of avenue for FUD because the code is not open source. But we do that because Detonator is so powerful. Again, I get emails almost daily of people that want to buy Detonator and know the secret sauce to our contract. So, and it's also a security measure. There's a lot of reasons why we don't do that. But again, the actions speak louder than words. Every single day, the whole platform is delivering. And again, even during a horrible downturn and the bottom of a bear market, we're all here still building to be prepared for when things kick off again in the next bull market. We'll all have built our positions and we'll all be ready to capitalize when the markets do recover. So now is an awesome time to get involved. If you guys are still here, again, I think a lot of sentiment has been so horrible around crypto. The fact that all of you are still here, even listening to this AMA or recording, it shows that you all are here for the right reasons and have the conviction in crypto and understand that it can be truly life-changing for all of us. So. Yeah, awesome stuff. All right, I think we have time for one or two more questions. Anybody else in Discord? All right, I don't see.
Hello.
Yeah, hey, hello. Go ahead. Yes.
How you doing? Yeah, this is ID. I just wanted to, can't get to your server right now. You have a link to it. I'm in the Dygycon server.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and post the link to our Discord. Again, EMP.money is our actual website, and you can get to all of our socials through that. Be very careful. Again, in crypto, everybody tries to scam. It seems like, so don't ever give your seed phrase or wallet passwords. Make sure you're joining official links, and even in Telegram and Discord, there are some other accounts that may even have more followers, but they're all fake. Just so, again, make sure you're doing the right one. Bull, I'm sure Bull can help me post that, or I'll post it as soon as I get off this call. But yeah, and I'm not able to pull up YouTube either, Bull. But are there any one more question on YouTube, our live stream? Anything that you see?
Let me look.
Okay.
Oh, I have one last thing since you're gonna close it out.
Perfect. Yep. Go ahead, Waffles.
Can we take can we have everybody position inside the booth and emote so we could just kind of close it out?
Yes, I love that idea. All right, let me go ahead. All right. All right. Oh, I raised my hand. That's not the right thing. I'm such a noob. Here we go. All right. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate it. Waffles, always appreciate your hard work with all of this. Again, we have much love to Dygycon and Splinterlands overall, and we hope to continue our amazing relationship with all of you. Again, yeah, go ahead, Bull. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have 5 more minutes?
I think we got to wrap it up, right, Waffles?
Oh, okay.
I don't know if there's another.
Oh, no.
All right.
You can have as long as you want. This is your event, so go for it.
All right, yeah, then we're good, Bull. I thought we had to make room for another speaker. So, yeah, go ahead. All right, so we have 5 more minutes. Go ahead, Bull.
Okay. Mark Henry here on YouTube says, are you going to talk about Impulse Money?
Yeah, so that's another bit of alpha. That's a good way to end this, I guess. So, yeah, we also have plans on launching a sister project on the Pulse chain. So, some of you may be aware of Richard Hart, whether you love him or hate him from a personal standpoint. That's your prerogative. But as far as making gains and having exposure to the overall crypto markets, we wanted to have exposure to Pulse through, again, a seigniorage model. So when Pulse Chain launches, we will be having a sister project called Impulse, IMP instead of EMP, that will happen on the Pulse Chain. And those that are involved in EMP now will have early access into Impulse. So it's yet another reason why we offer value to our investors and our community members. For being good actors, we reward you in giving you other opportunities as well. So yeah, we don't know when that will launch. We're at the mercy of Pulse Chain, but we're really excited for the future of that as well, because a lot of people say Pulse may be an Ethereum killer. Personally, I don't think that's going to be the case, but I think there's incredible gains to be had on Pulse Chain, and I think there's no reason that both can't survive, and why not be exposed to both? So no matter what happens, we're still able to benefit through that exposure. So yeah, all right, awesome. Any other from YouTube, Bull? One more, or are we good?
Nope, I think we're good there. I would just encourage everybody, if you're on YouTube, to visit EMP.money, EMP.money, to get the proper socials, because we know those scammers are out there trying to trick everybody out of their hard-earned money. And so always follow those official links, which you can find right on the website on EMP.money. And if you like Telegram, we have Telegram, a robust community, 5,000 people looking to help you. Same with Discord, 5,000 active people over there looking to help you succeed, because we want to see you succeed, of course, in our platform. But if this seems overwhelming, we do want you to make good crypto friends and be a better DeFi user and create a better DeFi space with us.
Absolutely. Awesome, Bull. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Again, thanks to everybody for joining. Apologies for the technical difficulties in the beginning, but we made it through, and we look forward to Dygycon 11. So thanks again, Waffles, and yeah, we'd love to see all of you either in our socials or join our normal scheduled AMA on our YouTube tonight. Again, 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and we'd love to see a lot of new friends over there. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks again, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks.